Tim. His name's Tim. That's why I just yelled it. He's the new host with us of the podcast. The podcast known as Mental Recovery.
Really now?
Yeah, he's the new host. He might take over your spot.
I already hate you, Tim.
Yeah, he said it's okay. We'll keep you as the editor, but the host, he's got his eye on you.
Hey, I'm going to poke him in his eye.
Don't be mean to Tim. This is Tim, right? Don't be mean. This is mine. Okay, it's all of ours. Go ahead. You can pet Tim. Go ahead. Just one time.
Pet.
That's enough.
Okay. I knew that was going to happen.
Anyways, welcome back.
How you guys doing today? I hope everything's going well.
How's your day going?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun today.
Almost like a day of just relieving stress?
Yep. Relieving stress and spending money.
Well, isn't that crazy? Because that's what today's episode is about.
Oh, wow.
That is crazy. I never would have guessed.
Right? Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought we would have a day of just playing video games, going places like the mall,
Yep.
eating,
Throwing out your shoulder.
throwing out your elbow.
Yeah, but it was still fun either way.
It was. You got the new high score?
I did on a pitching game, which I haven't done in years. So, I mean, it depends on the relationship I'm in, really.
Oh, okay. As you can also see, it is just the three of us, and Justin's not here.
Yeah, he had to take care of some stuff with baby mama.
With wifey.
Yeah, she's having pregnancy things.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong.
Everything's perfectly fine.
Yeah, everything's good. They're fine.
He's just there.
Yeah.
Being a good guy to an even better girl. I still hate him. I'm
envy.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I am green with envy.
Yeah, no, I love him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was there when they met. I'm happy about everything with them.
Yeah.
But today is about relieving stress.
That's why we're reclined, hanging out instead of all up in the mic.
True.
That and we got new stands.
Also true. I don't know what to do with my hands now, and I think that's why I'm holding Tim. I'm really just like, my hands are normally on the table, like playing, like doing something, but now I can't do anything. So
just go full Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Don't. But again, welcome back. We're glad you guys are here. It's about relieving stress, so it's not really going to be any topics. We don't have anything on the whiteboard for us to go down the list or anything like that. This is just going to be us talking about what we do, what we think's fun.
Yep. It's going to be a more relaxed episode, if you couldn't already tell. We're not going to go deep into some triggering subjects and all that stuff. We're just going to basically hang out, talk, and tell each other what we like to do for fun.
Yeah, and we already know, but
yeah,
more about you guys.
Yeah,
knowing
tell
more
you
about
guys
us.
what we do for fun.
It is that, and then there might be some things that are triggering, but nothing like that. It might be we might talk about how when we were younger, relieving stress was driving fast, and that might be something for some people. But understand, we're not trying to do that today. We're just trying to let you guys know about us, let you know what we do to relieve stress, and if you do the same, cool. And if you don't, try it out. If you don't want to, don't. Like, if you have something that you do, stick to it. That's my biggest thing, and he already knows. Like, I play video games and I watch wrestling. Both things people know, that's childish. And I'm like, I don't care. It's something that I like to do. It's something that when I've had a full week of just being stressed about everything, I can turn the TV on, grab a drink, a beer, soda, water, grab some popcorn most likely, and just relax.
You don't grab popcorn. You make the popcorn. Because you have a little popcorn machine in your room. That's really cool.
I do. I might put it in here.
That'd be really cool. Just in the middle of the episode. Hold on. In the back.
The whole time just popping. Somebody's like, can you guys not do that? Like, no, we're relieving stress by listening to that.
Yeah, that is our cathartic release of stress.
Yeah, but again, it's just going to be different things that we like to do. I mean, what's yours? What's your number one thing?
Number one thing? I would say driving, but I do that all the time for work.
Yeah.
So more than likely, if I had to pick one thing, it would just be either being on my computer, hanging out, watching YouTube videos, basically watching TV, but on YouTube.
Or TV.
Yeah. Or TV. Or going up to the mountains for a camping trip. Just going out there either for the day just to have like a picnic lunch or overnight. Because why not?
Can't go wrong with any of those.
Nope. And I know it's a stereotypical man thing, like, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch TV, or I'm going to go out in the woods and camp. It's like, that's how I was raised. I was raised in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I was raised around camping, around outdoor activities.
Yeah. And again, like that's where it's the same and different for us is because I don't mind going out camping. I don't mind I grew up in the desert. We have a house out in Arizona, so I was out there dirt biking and stuff like that. But camping, we go up to Big Bear. We go up there and go camping, fishing and stuff like that. But my camping and your camping are probably different because mine's like, okay, where's my blow up mattress? Where's
and for me, it's where's my foam pad?
Yeah, no, mine's where's my blow up queen size mattress because that's the biggest one that can fit in the tent. All
and
right,
your 30 pillows.
It's tent. All right, I can only fit like 10. I would take all 30, but I can only fit like 10. But it is, again, it's one of those. We're raised different, but we have the same kind of thing there because I like being out in nature is always nice. Not the biggest on going for hikes, but it is fun. Like there's times that I'm just, why not?
Like that one day, a bunch of us went up to the mountains next to the creek, and we were just like, you know what? Let's go fishing.
Yeah, we were having fun until you cut your finger.
Yeah, I sliced it open.
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah, 3 fingers.
Yep, but it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault.
I don't think somebody showed up and cut your fingers.
Somebody put the line in the water.
Who grabbed the line?
I did, but I didn't expect there to be fish hooks in that line.
I'm just saying, you can't blame somebody else.
It was a line of paracord that was wrapped around a log. I thought somebody had tossed it in the river and just let it float down. What I didn't realize was...
Don't listen to these lies, Tim.
It's not lies. It's true. I thought somebody had just tossed it down the river and it got wrapped around the log. So I was like, okay, we can use this for a bow-like fire starter. So I reached down into the water, I grabbed the line, and I start pulling it up, and it's stuck around one of the logs. So I shift my weight, get the weight off the log that I was standing on because it was wrapped around it, start pulling, and then my other foot slips, which causes the line to drag, and then it drags a fish hook through these 3 fingers, my left index, middle, and ring finger. And it sliced them open pretty good.
I still don't hear how it's somebody else's fault, sir.
Because they left the line in the water without cutting the hooks.
Okay, I guess. I'll give you 1.
Thank you.
But the other 2 fingers.
Shut up. But it was still fun.
No, it was still a great time.
Yeah, even with the injury and all that.
It was jumping from rock to rock, trying not to fall in the stream. Like it was, we were being boys. Like that's all it was. I'm not saying we were being men and we're like, oh, we did. It was just us being boys. It was hanging out with friends.
Yeah, and the reason we wanted to get that line was because one of us decided, hey, let's try and make fire.
Yeah.
Because campfire, cavemen, burn.
It's hot. Yeah.
Right? But I realized what we did wrong.
I know.
We didn't put a little notch in the wood that we were, so it can catch the embers.
We're not the smartest.
I should have known that. I mean,
you should have, yes.
Yeah, but I'm dumb.
Yeah, all of us are.
Yes.
Except Tim. Don't you dare judge Tim. Stop it.
No.
You're hurting his feelings.
Good.
I don't know what to do with my hands. No.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
But yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's just stuff like that.
It's just one of the things that everybody relieves stress in different ways. Whether you like to write books, go out camping, or my other one, go shooting. Just it's whatever you feel like doing. As long as it's legal. For the most part. Because it depends on where you go. But
True. Like where we're at, we can't go shooting here unless you go to, like, there's certain things like that.
Unless you drive 2 hours or 3 hours away and go out into the middle of the desert.
Yeah, because there's like certain states you can just go in your backyard and go hunting. Like,
I wish I lived there.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but
again, out on the back porch, have like a little shooting stand set up and targets way out there.
Like, what do you want to have for dinner? There's deer, there's elk,
and there's a rabbit. Get the 22.
And I was like, that's not really filling though.
A nice rabbit stew, though.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You got me there.
Yeah, rabbit stew's good.
I haven't had like stew or soup in a while.
I want beef stew now.
I was like, you just made me think of that, and I was like, wow, I haven't had any like. There's never a time that I really want soup. Like the only time I want soup is when I'm sick.
Yeah.
But stew, on the other hand,
stew is just bomb.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if I knew anyone named Stew, but I don't.
Yeah, my grandma would make an amazing stew, and I'm more than likely I could probably do that on
Don't even start on the grandma's cooking. This would be a whole episode talking about everything. Like, oh man, everything she used to make. Oh,
same here.
Oh, grandma's.
We're changing the episode.
Yeah, stress relieving with grandma. That's what it is.
Yes, grandma's cooking.
Oh my god,
beef stew, latkes, and corned beef and cabbage.
Tamale pie.
Ooh,
my grandma used to make tamale pie.
Didn't I have some one time?
Yeah, with the olives and the beef and all that corn.
That's right.
Yeah,
that was bomb.
It was. I have no idea what the recipe is at all. The only thing I know how to make the same as her is mashed potatoes, because I'm in love with mashed potatoes.
Yep, meat and potatoes.
That will be one of my stress relievers, actually.
Stress food. Just
stress food.
Give me the taters.
Give me steak and mashed potatoes. I'm set. I think the most I had that was like 6 times in 1 week.
I'd have it more if I could.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'd get bigger than I already am, and meat and potatoes kind of guy. That's me.
But that, and then the tamale pie. Like,
yeah.
If I could make that, I would have that every day. It was so good.
If I had the time to do the beef stew every day, I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she would get up at like 6, 7 a.m.
That's when I fall asleep.
Yeah. But she would get up at that time and then put everything into the slow cooker, into the crock pot.
Yep.
And just let it go all day, 12 hours. By the time I get home,
it's like smoking.
Yeah, and the meat, it was so tender.
Just like when you smoke meat, you got to wake up early just to put it in for 10 hours and wait.
Depending on the cut, because...
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not being technical with it right now, all right?
Well, you've tried my tri-tips that I've done.
Yeah, I've tried your meat.
Yeah.
Pause. Not like that, guys.
Just like that.
Yeah, I just thought about not steak. Yeah, that can't be. I've tried steak that he has made.
Yeah. I make a pretty mean tri-tip.
You do.
But one of the things I want to do is try and get into making brisket, because that and pastrami, smoked pastrami is bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I
need
a
we're
bit.
Getting on tangents that aren't even stress relieving. It's just stress food.
But if you think about it,
technically, yeah, smoking for you is eating the food is.
Smoking the food is a type of stress release, but this tangent can also be considered stress relief.
True. I mean, like we said, if we put a camera in the car and just had us.
Oh God, yeah.
People
let us know if you guys want to do that, because I have another camera and I can put it right up on the dash and you can hear all of the things that we go through.
You don't want to hear, like you do because we're super random, but you don't because it's super random at the same time. But it probably will
singing.
It probably will be another. Yeah, I almost passed out when we did that. It probably will be another video that we do. Like it probably will be like another page, or even on like the Patreon page or something like that.
Yeah, put it up for Patreon members.
It is something that we probably will do, because we spend a lot of time in the car, because it's just well, we need to go look at this, or well, screw it, let's go look at this, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but most of the time, it really is just like, what are we doing? I don't know. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's go driving. Where? Somewhere.
Yeah, let's go to the mall. Why? Because I'm going to get some food that I shouldn't, and I'm going to eat them all. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't mind.
Yep, so many.
I'm fat in the heart.
I hate you.
I know.
But
high metabolism.
Low metabolism now. But going back to the driving thing, I still remember the time I picked you up from here, and we were just like, or you asked me, what are we doing? I was like, I don't know. What do you want to do? And I don't know. It's like, all right. So we drove up to the mountains, and I took you to see snow.
Snowfall.
Yeah, snowfall.
Like, I've seen snow before.
Yeah, but he had never seen snow actually fall.
Yeah, I've never seen real. Like I've been to like snowboarding and they have the fake snow and stuff like that. But I've never seen it actually like fall. But even that was a whole everyone getting stuck. And we're like, all right, well, I guess we're a cop now with this officer up here. And he's like, okay, you guys go over there. You do this. Like that was a fun day. Even that was stress relieving, even though it was stressful.
Oh, yeah. We were at a part on the road where it comes up over up over one of the peaks, down into a little valley, and then back up. And people were coming down the mountain, and there was snow everywhere covering the road. And I swear it had to have been black ice that was causing everybody to slide out.
It was ice 100%, but it was probably black as well. But it was, oh my good. People were just sliding. Like it looked like it looked from how people were driving that it was black ice. Yeah. Because it wasn't like regular ice where sometimes they could pick it and they would go. Yeah. Like we had the guy in like the Mustang or the Camaro that just balls deep, put his foot to the pedal and just sideways the whole time.
He went up a little bit and then just started drifting into the bank. And
he was missing by inches, but he didn't hit anybody. Even the cop was just like,
yep.
All right.
Just floored it and slowly, like he's going at a 45 up this hill trying to not go into the embankment. But I remember the Porsche that we pulled out. I think it was a Porsche.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it was like the day that we went, it didn't seem like it was going to snow, but it was cold enough to snow. And then all of a sudden it was just rain. And then, of course, that turned into snow. So you had all these people that wanted like those cool car pictures, like whatever. But they wanted those pictures. So they went up there because it is a really good spot. It is a really nice spot to do it. And so all of a sudden you just see all these like small Honda, Subaru, like just the small cars. Nobody with chains, nobody that like none of the cars have all-wheel drive. None of them have anything. Like they're just, all right, we're going to get pictures.
Traffic was backed up for over a mile in each direction.
Yeah.
And we were right in the middle of it. So eventually when it was finally our turn to go, I've got my Jeep and I put it in four-wheel drive and just went up the mountain. I stopped, got out a tow strap, hooked up the Porsche, and I put my foot to the floor in my car. I'm spinning all four tires, and I'm just pulling this dude out. And then eventually we parked up at the hill, put on a couple high-vis vests.
And then that's when the highway patrol showed up. Yeah. And he was like, what are you guys doing? We're like, whatever you need. And he was like, all right, well, and he pointed at Zach. He was like, you stay up here and tell everyone not to come back down. And he's like, all right, yes, sir. And then he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, whatever you need. And he's like, go to the other side where everyone's down and tell them the snowplow will be there in 30 minutes. And I'm like, all right. So the whole time he's up top just, all right, stop. You can't go. You can't go.
Yeah, I'm turning traffic around. I've got my high-vis vest on, red, blue lights just flashing on it. And I'm stopping everybody saying, hey, CHP and the Rangers just shut down this part of the mountain because nobody's making it up this hill, especially if you've only got two-wheel drive.
Yeah, and he said the only way they could go down is if like they lived up there or if they had chains and could actually make it. Yeah. But even that, he said, like you get down to where I was, there's no room for you. All the cars were sideways. Half the cars were hitting each other. Yeah. And everyone was just next to each other. And you just have all these guys like coming to me like, hey, when's the snowplow showing up? I'm like, 30 minutes. And then they're like, okay. And then 5 minutes later, like, hey. And I'm like, dude, shut up. I'm trying to talk to this guy over here.
You loved that so much.
So
you
much
were pointing people out. Just, you, shut up. You, get in your car. Move.
Yeah, we're not cops, but we had to act like cops, and it was fun.
What was it, like a quarter mile away or something like that? He was a quarter mile away screaming at people, and I heard him at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I can get
surrounded by cars, and I'm just like,
I mean, we're in a valley. It echoed. That wasn't loud. It was in the
covered in snow. Snow doesn't echo.
It was ice. It wasn't just snow.
Under
the
snow.
Okay, I can't see my way out of this. I was yelling loud. But it was fun. Like, for us, it was fun because it was literally just like...
It was stressful, but at the same time, stress relief.
Yeah, because it was stressful for us because we're, like, trying to help out this highway patrol officer. And, you know, we're trying
People are not listening to us, like, telling us, I live down here. No,
we're honestly just being good citizens. That's all we were really doing. Yeah. But he was just like, if you guys can help, because no one else is up here with me. And we're like, yeah, what do you need? And then we just helped him out. And he was like, you guys got to be, like, enforcing. Like, you have to go to them and be like, hey, I told you this. Stop complaining. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Like, whatever it was. So I'm like, all right. So, of course, I'm running out there, and I'm like, all right, do. And somebody's like, hey, I'm trying to move my car. I'm like, don't you start your car. Get in your car and sit there until the snowplow gets there. And they're just staring at me, like, wanting to yell. And I'm like, you just heard how loud I was. I dare you to be louder than me.
Right? And I'm at the top of the hill holding people back, like, please stop. Please. If you go down, he will give you a ticket. Please stop.
Yeah. No, it was fun though. It was
Yeah.
one of those, like, again, we had no idea what we were doing. We
I would
went up
definitely
there.
do that again.
Yeah, we just went up there to relieve stress for a day.
Yeah.
And then we're like, all right, well, let's see.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, well, I guess this is what we're doing now. And then even when we were done, we were both tired, exhausted, freezing, wet, like
but
everything.
The smiles on
and then
our
as soon as we
faces.
got in the Jeep, we're like,
as soon as
let's
we got
do that again.
as soon as we got in the Jeep, I turned the heater on full, turned on all of the seat heaters, and we just looked at each other with stupid smiles on our face, and it was awesome.
But again, it's one of those like stress relief things that you don't even know is a stress relief. Like we went up there just because we had time. Like we were just like, oh, let's just drive around. Let's look down the valley. Let's see where we live. Like
it was one of my days off, and I get those rarely.
Yeah, and we were just, all right, let's do this.
Just screw it. Let's do it.
Because even now, it's the same thing. It's just, all right, well, what are we doing? Well, we need something for the podcast. What do we need? No, let's go find out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, we need some arms. All right, let's go find some arms. All right, well, they have them at the mall. I guess we're doing a mall trip as well.
Yep, to SAMHSA.
Yeah, it's just, all right, well, let's have fun.
Yep. Then we went to Dave & Buster's and had a whole lot of fun. I got top score on a pitching machine.
I would say to go there to, like, you know, have stress release. It is really fun, like relief there with the games and all that. But they're not sponsoring this episode, so I don't really care if you go there to another place. I'm just saying that's where we went.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're not sponsoring this video, so if they want to. No, I'm just kidding.
Dave & Buster's?
Dave & Buster's?
Dave & Buster's?
No. Dave & Buster's? Yes, Tim, thank you.
Thank you.
Why are you changing your voice for thank you?
I don't know. I'm tired and my voice is gone. We were scream singing things in the car. And
we were.
That's why my voice is grumbly.
And he's tired.
Yeah. Well, not too tired.
Yeah.
Not too tired. I'm a little bit tired, I will admit.
All right, so besides food, for stress relieving,
and pulling people out
and
of
driving.
Yeah.
Besides that, what's another one?
For me?
Yeah. I was like, mine's just literally video games and watching TV and YouTube. Like, again, my thing that I get annoyed by is I say I play video games and most guys will understand it. A lot of girls, a lot of women will be like, oh, that's a child thing to do. You're a grown man. Act like a grown man. This is the only time I will get kind of serious on this episode because that is one of the things that I get annoyed by. It's just like the men's society, like how we have to be is grown and you can't do that. And like, if you're watching something, it better be about how to build a house and how to whatever it is. And it's just like,
I actually like those shows.
No, so do I. But I'm saying like they look at it like, oh, you're watching that. But then, you know, I turn on a streamer and then somebody's like, why are you watching a guy play video games? Like, why are you watching people play football? Why are you watching people play baseball? The same thing. Well, no, it's not. I'm like, no, it is. I'm watching somebody that's way better than me, and I just want to see what a professional is really like, basically. And well, that's not the same. I'm like, okay, so when you watch baseball, what are you watching? Professionals? Oh, so the same exact thing. Thank you very much. Yep. You're like, well, at least mine. There's nothing to yours, just like games. Yeah. Like the same when I say I watch wrestling. You know it's fake. Turn on any TV show.
Yeah.
It is fake. Like, hello? And people, well, it's childish. You should know. And blah. And I'm just like, dude, like, just let me have fun. Like, just let me, relief. Like, let me just breathe. Instead of just doing it. And then all of a sudden it's just, that's not what a man should do. I'm like, come on. Like, if I wanted to turn on The Bachelor and watch it, I'm going to turn on The Bachelor and watch it.
I've watched the entire series of Grey's Anatomy.
You're not helping my point. I'm just kidding.
You have too, and you know it.
I've never seen an episode.
Okay, well, Justin has.
Yeah.
And he would fight for me.
Yeah, he's not talking.
I'll get him on the phone.
No.
Let me call him.
I was like, honestly, I just don't like medical shows.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not my, like, the only one I did like was House.
I loved House.
Yeah, that's the only one, just because of who it was.
Yeah.
Like, all the other ones.
Hugh Laurie is such a good actor.
Oh, unbelievable. But it's really just one of those. Like, that's the only, like, medical show that I've watched. I was like, whoa. Because, again, like, for me.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What about Scrubs?
I didn't mind it. Like, me and my sister would watch it. So, like, if it was on and she was watching it, then I would watch it. But it was never like, oh, let me find out.
Let me go find Scrubs.
Yeah, mine, because it was the same time as, like, Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I'd much rather watch that than Scrubs. And again, like some of these shows are not allowed anymore, or they are, and they're not what they used to be.
Yeah.
But it is
Line
like,
was so
oh
funny.
yeah, easily. But it is one of those things. So it's like, for me, it's just, there's certain shows that I watch and there's certain things that I do that people will be like, oh, that's childish. That's not what a guy should do. That's not what a man should do. You should yada, yada, yada. And I'm always like, come on. Like, first off, wrestling, yeah, it's fake. But for me, it's like people that watch soap operas. Except wrestling is a little bit better acting and a lot more action.
Yeah.
Like, it's, sometimes it is like a soap opera. Sometimes, no.
You're doing it wrong. You got to do a mean face.
Scene. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be a mean face. Oops. But it's supposed to be a mean face.
Let me adjust my mic.
No, don't you dare. I was like, I'll kick mine by accident. You don't need to stop it. You're not helping with the stress relief. I'm stressed out now. No,
You got Tim. Just squeeze the life out of Tim.
I can't do it to him.
You okay, Tim?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's good. Surprised you didn't answer for him.
I'm over here. You're the one
I don't know.
holding.
You said thank you. Like, that apparently would help
That
him.
was the voice in my head that I hate.
Yeah, it came out.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't in your head.
I'll have to mark that down and edit it out.
You want to try to have a conversation just in our heads?
I'm pretty sure that won't be very good for the podcast, but... How dare you say that about my mother? You love that woman.
I think you messed up one of the letters.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Vowels. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. If you can figure out what that sentence was, send it to me because I don't even know what I said.
Yeah, I was about to say, let me know because I have no idea what that bit was.
But again, stress relief, that's one of our things. It's and again,
Release the endorphins. I
Yeah.
would like an ounce of serotonin, please.
I mean, we've talked about that too, how I said that once where I was like, it's crazy how your brain,
Yeah, it's all just chemicals.
like how your brain's literally like, you can be happy 24/7, but I'm not going to allow it. I'm like, brain,
Yeah,
please?
can you spare me some,
Please?
Some dopamine? Come
And then
on.
it goes, no. And I'm like, all right, well, fine. I guess I'm going to go to a place and play video games. Or I'm going to go on TV. Watch TV, not go on TV. But if you want me to go on TV, my contact number is, just give them a full. But no, it is one of those things. Like stress relief, it's for guys. I feel like it's a little bit different for women because it is like there are some things that we do that people will look at in society and be like, you shouldn't do that because you're a man. But in the end, I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, or
fun.
even things that people see as manly things, but don't like it because it's not part of their views.
Yeah.
It's not within their political ideals.
Yeah, we won't get into that, but like it's just like shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that.
We
can go shooting, but there's a lot of people that
I'm going on Saturday.
Even if you listen to this and you don't like it, sorry, but that's just nothing. We're not going to change who we are just to be like, yeah, let's have another view.
Because that's one of my stress relievers.
Yeah.
I can go out. Sure, it's a 2-hour drive, and it's going to cost me like $500 in ammo. Because
and gas.
Yeah. So much gas. But I'm going out there. I'm going to have fun. If I go with my friends, cool. If I go by myself, cool. Doesn't matter. More than likely, I won't go by myself, though, just because of safety.
Yeah. I mean, again, like we go to relieve stress, and then sometimes while we're out there, it is more stressful than it needs to be.
Are we going to tell that story?
We are not talking about that. We will bring it up sometime, but we are not talking about it today.
That one got me heated.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It takes a lot to get me heated.
It's the same for both of us. Like both of us have very tough skin.
Yeah.
Both of us aren't very easy.
Very tough skin, very long fuses, and
well, it's that. It's two people that are grounded. Like we know who we are. We're good. Like that's it. Like there's no second to it where it's like, oh, maybe I could. And it's like, no, this is who I am. This is what it's going to be. Like it's that simple. You can say whatever you want about me, not my family. You can say whatever you want about me, not my friends. Like there's always things. Like there are certain times I'll get mad, but heated, totally different story. And like again, that one time will be the only time, probably in a while, that I will get that heated.
Yeah,
but
because
it's just dumb people.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it. We'll get into it another time, probably on another relaxed and talk.
It'll probably be more on an episode that we talk about what stresses us out.
Yeah,
but not what helps it. But it is one of those things that, we do have to talk about, and that it does help. Like it does. There are certain things that, we drive. Sometimes we drive a little bit faster than we should.
That's why you drive with a spotter.
But not super illegally, guys. Just saying that. It's more of us.
It's on the German Autobahn. Don't worry.
Yeah. We're in the U.S., but we go there to drive.
Right? Let's go to Germany.
That's why we do this podcast once a week, because the other 6 days we are driving in Germany.
It takes 1 day to fly, 5 days to drive. No, 4 days to drive, 1 day to fly back, and then record.
Yeah.
I think that works.
If you couldn't see what I just did, I winked for the listeners.
Yep. For those who are on the listening side of like Spotify and
I mean, you can listen to it on YouTube as well.
True. On YouTube.
Like I did that a lot. Turn your phone off and you just had it playing in the background.
I usually listen to things on Apple Podcasts or Podcast Republic when I'm on my phone.
Well, also when you watch stuff on YouTube, you watch it like 3 times the speed.
2 times because they won't let me go 3.
So I'm going to talk slower so it sounds normal if you do that.
And I'm going to talk normal.
I felt like I was going to pass out because I couldn't breathe in between that sentence.
All right, so we've talked about things that lets me relieve stress. And you've mentioned a couple of yours. Do you have anything else besides video games and YouTube?
Let's see. Video games? Check. YouTube? Check. I mean, really, it's just talking to like friends and stuff like that as well. Like I'm very introvert but extrovert at the same time. Like everyone knows that with me. Is like when I find a group, I can be the center. Like in the center, like not center of attention, just like the center of it, and not have to talk to everybody because I'd rather just stop it. I'd rather just, like be quiet with them and only have those certain friends. But then there's other times like today where it's like I have the group of friends, 4 of us, and then a whole group of other guys. I know one of them, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to shoot shit with the other guys. Like everyone else in the group, I'm just going to say random stuff and make them laugh because that's just how I am. Mine's more I'm introvert when it comes to like serious matter. I'm more introvert. Like it's not like I'm gonna go out and like try to party and do all that stuff, but then I am extrovert at times for that stuff if it helps somebody. Like mine's not like I'm an extrovert of I want to go to the club and play pool, or I want to go and do this. It's more of somebody else that I know, somebody that I love.
Sort of like when I invite you to go bowling or go
it's just any of that. It's just like when Justin would go to the club. Hey Chris, do you want to go? Yeah, might as well. Like it's not like I'm going to him like, hey, are we going? Like I'm just like, I don't mind going as long as I'm with you. Like as long as we go, I'm cool. I don't want to go with one other person that sort of a friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like trust him with my life, trust you with my life. So it's like, you want to go somewhere? Yeah, I want to go. But then there's other times that's like, Chris, do you want to do this? And I'm like, like if it's going to help you, sure. But even if we go out, I'm still going to be introvert to where it's like, I'm just going to stick with you. Like just the group where it's like Justin, we go to like the club. It'd be okay. Well, me and him are playing pool. Somebody would come up and start talking. I can talk with them and I can shoot shit with them because it's just, I'm with Justin. So I'm not really worried about all the other stuff. It's more of just, all right, well, either way, if something does happen, I know he has my back.
Yeah.
And then most of the time it wouldn't, because again, you can say whatever. I'm not going to get hurt by it, but it is just one of those things. So it's like, I wouldn't say going to a club is one of my relief, but when it helps another friend, it kind of helps.
Yeah. To me, going to a club is stressful. That's just because I don't like being around a lot of people.
Yeah, that's because me and you were the same on that.
Yeah.
It's like I can go and I will have fun and like I can do that, but then there's certain times that I'm like, that guy looks mad. I don't really want to be in here because something might pop off and I don't want to be a part of it. Like it's just stuff like that. It's not that, I'm afraid of being there or anything like that. It's just more of I just don't want to deal with drama. I'm not in high school. I'm over that stuff. Like everyone, there's certain relationships that I've been in, same thing.
Last time we went to the club, I spent an hour just outside the club because everything inside got too much.
Yeah.
Got to be too much.
And it's the same when me and Justin would go. It's like we would dance for a little bit, but most of the time we were at the pool table just playing pool. Like it wasn't ever just like, oh, let's go crazy and do that. It was just like, no, pool. We both like to play pool. It's a stress relief for both of us. And he'd have a hectic week at work, and it'd just be like, Chris, you got free time? Let's go. And yeah, let's go. and we both go and just have fun, have a couple drinks, relax, hang out with the bro, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it was anything crazy, but it's like when I do look at like my stress, it really is just like YouTube and gaming. Because most of the time when I'm gaming, I'm with friends. I'm on Discord talking with people, and so
yeah,
it's
and they're watching right now. So hello, guys.
So I don't like them as much as I just said. No, I'm just kidding. No, all my friends know I love them, but it really does come down to like, I think just being in like that conversation with somebody. I think that's like the big thing. Like, it's not like, you know, some people say like their biggest fear is, you know, living alone, dying alone, like all that stuff. And I'm like, for me, the stress relief is kind of that. It's like not being alone, but there's times that I like it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's more
sometimes alone time is good.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, it's more of like the friendship is where I don't want the alone time, but I do. So it's one of those like mixes, because it's, you know, some people I understand that I'm the, like, not trying to ego or anything like that, but I am the life of the party for some people.
That was the sound of your ego inflating.
I know, but you know what I mean with that. Because there is certain times with some people that if they want to go out, I'm the first one they ask, because they're like, no, because Chris understands me. He knows like I'm not the biggest fan of groups of people, whatever it is. So I can always bring in those 2 people, 3 people, and just have a little party of 5 and be.
For the record, don't tell him somebody you like is at the party.
Why?
Because you will go up to them, depending on how much you've had to drink, you will go up to them and be like, hey, he's got a crush on you.
I might use other words, but yes, I do that.
I was putting it in a generalized sense.
I know. I do that, though. That is very true. And somebody's like, I think she's cute. I'm like, who? They're like, her. I'm like, oh, hey! He thinks you're cute. Chris. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry for trying to make you happy.
I'm sorry for trying to hook you up. I am the ultimate wingman.
For some. For my brother, I am not. Like, not this one, but, I mean, I can say his name. Stretch. I'm not the best wingman for Stretch. That's a proven fact. That is a record. I cannot help him. I have tried all the different things. It never works.
Some of us are beyond help.
Not that. It's just he can't use me as the wingman. And you guys might give me ideas on what I should have done, and trust me, I probably did them. But he knows I love him. He knows he's my brother. He knows, I'm always going to be there for him. But for the wingman side of it, we've tried, and it's just we found out Chris can't wingman for Stretch. It just does not work. But again, it is, like the stress relief thing, it is just having fun. Like there's nothing really like I have to do this one exact thing. Like when I'm playing games, it's not just one game that I'm like, finally I get to play this.
Yep.
It's more of like, I finally get to play this with my friend. Like I finally get to do this with
so long as you have a complete team in Overwatch.
Okay, that's different. All right, that's not. I'm not playing Overwatch. I am competing in Overwatch. All right, like if we play, we are competing. Like there's big difference there. All right, don't you dare. No, it is really one of those things though. Like, hey, if you want to play Overwatch, I'm just saying, any of you, hit me up. I need 2 supports, another damage, and a tank. I have no problem. He plays heals, so if he's not on, you are more than likely gonna play with me. All right, I'm gonna need it. And then also, this is mental recovery. When I play games, that's midnight with Chris. That's gamer talking. That's gamer talk. I'm not.
That's a whole new level of
I'm not being an a-hole to you, but I am going to tell you what you're doing wrong, and I don't mind if you tell me what I'm doing wrong either. But I will tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah. But no, in the end, it comes from his heart.
And I'm just a competitive person.
Yeah.
Like I played soccer for 15 years, like whatever it was.
Yeah. I was more of a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Baseball and hockey.
That one gets pretty stressful on competing, but at the same time, it was always fun. Like, once it got to the point where it wasn't fun, I stopped. Like there's just no reason. Like soccer was an outlet more than anything.
I played soccer for a little bit. I was always the goalie though, because, I wasn't this big. How dare you?
I know.
For those who are listening, he looked me up and down and looked at me like, really?
And he knows I'm kidding because I know when he was younger.
Yeah. When I was
we
younger,
were like the same size.
yeah, it's just I got a job that's very sedentary, very in place.
And I have a fast digestive system.
Yeah. My metabolism after I got out of high school, or actually, no, last year of high school, because we had a free 7th and we would always go and get burgers and all that stuff.
I would also eat, but my metabolism just never died. Like,
Yeah.
it probably will, and I probably will get bigger, and I won't mind. But where I'm at right now, yeah, people know. Like, I can eat a pizza by myself. And
I mean, you and I had the same exact thing for lunch, and I'm still feeling it.
yeah, and I've been hungry for like 3 hours.
We have burritos in the car, too.
No, they're next to me, but
Okay, they're next to you.
that's just one burrito, though. Like, I have to wait till I go inside and make something else so I have it, like, as an appetizer.
True.
But again, yeah, that is one of, like, eating is one of mine for sure. But like I said, I'm like fat in the heart. Sorry. But it is just one of those things. Like,
I'm not worried about it. I got a lot of cushion for a bullet to stop.
true. That's what I've told you. I cannot take a bullet for them because if I try,
especially where I
it's
work,
still going to hit you.
Yep.
They'll probably miss me or it just go through me. Like,
Yep, because a standard 9mm, goes, 10 inches?
Oh, no, I'm not getting into guns right now.
Fine.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tim, do you want to talk about guns? Yeah, he got quiet. He doesn't want to.
Fuck you, Tim. Poke him in the eye.
Poke you in the eye.
Huh.
We just winked at each other. That's how we
Yep.
poke each other in the eye.
Oh, man.
Hey, so it's going to be really random for you guys. Should we do our handshake?
We can't do the. Do you
Oh,
wanna,
no, we can take the headsets off for 5 seconds to do the
No,
flip. We're not doing the flip.
It'll be long.
No, we're not
okay,
doing the
that's
flip.
what I was
Yeah,
gonna
so
say.
we can't do the
And
flip in here.
For the record, it is longer than 5 seconds.
True, but again, I don't know. We're doing stress relief, and that was always one of our things in high school.
Yeah,
Like one of our things in high school was our handshake.
Yeah,
Like high
Let's
school
do it.
is stressful.
Let's do it.
High school does stress you out, and it was one of those things when we'd run into each other passing class, we'd be like, "Hey," and we would just have like all these people like, "What?" And we're just like, "Yeah, next class." Like,
there's gonna be a part where in the original one, back when we were in high school and more active, athletic, active, all that stuff, we used to do parkour. One area in that handshake actually had him do a backflip
off your leg with your hands.
Off my leg with my hands. Because granted, I am bigger now, but I was thin as a high schooler, but still pretty built. I'm not going to say I was extremely buff, but I would have people do flips off my chest, off my back, all that stuff. But give us 30 seconds? Ish. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm still getting used to the new mics.
Stand.
Yeah, new mic stand.
Same mic.
All right. Hopefully we're still in frame.
I think we are.
All right.
Close enough. Yeah. My bandana fell.
Hello. But that part with the spin, I didn't spin because usually with that, he would be doing a backflip.
That's why I did the spin.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, when I spun, I was on the ground when I did it. I used to do it in the air.
Yeah. Well, not on the ground. You would be flying through the air.
No, I said right now when I spun.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing it on the ground. But normally I'd be in the air and everyone would just be like, huh? And security would go, hey! And then
Yep.
it was always fun.
Yeah, I miss those times. Everybody says, like, high school was this, that. Well, that's because you and I had a different experience. He's making a face for those who are listening. But I was a band nerd. And one of the things that would relieve stress in the middle of the school day for me was going to band, because field shows, concerts, not so much on the parades, those for me were always so much fun. Whenever we would go to a home football game and just be able to do what we needed to do at halftime, do 3 or 4 songs from our show, just have fun. That was relief for me because it felt good doing it.
And I hated our high school. So I don't really miss it at all. I miss some of the people. Like, don't get me wrong. I miss having the, commodity of having everyone there and always having your friends around and all that. But, in the end of the day, high school is just one of those, like, you have to become friends because you're stuck with them for 4 years, basically.
Yeah, 4 years
but
for, 8 hours a day or whatever.
And so it's like, that's the same thing with, like, relationships, like, all of it. And so it's like, I don't really miss that much from it because, again, you were band, I was farm. Like, our school had a farm, so I worked on the farm.
You were a lot of things.
True.
You were farm, you were drama.
Yeah, theater.
Weren't you dance as well?
Cheer.
Yeah. Yeah. You were the mascot.
Yeah.
I don't know how we became friends. If you can answer me that, I will honestly be surprised.
Connor
wasn't in band, though.
No, but you knew him because he had friends in band.
Friends by association.
Mm-hmm.
That grew and
it literally, what it was we had Russia, right? So you came into Russia.
Mind you, this is areas of the school that we just nicknamed.
Yeah.
This isn't we weren't in Russia. But
yeah, but again, we had Russia, right?
Yeah.
And so when we, at lunch, we'd be there. But then after school, we would be at where we named New Russia. We'd be over there, and that was by the band room. So then
I think it was
behind the band room.
Choir.
No, it was behind the band room.
There was no behind the band room, but the band room was butted right up against. You're talking about where the dumpsters were.
No, that's old Russia.
Oh, okay.
New Russia, you know how band room is.
Oh, it's where the planters were.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he would go over there. Some people would go over there, and then a lot of the band guys would always end up over there practicing and stuff like that. So he became friends with them through there, and then you met him through there because when we met, it was, you remember the chairs, the benches by the bike racks?
Yes.
So you were sitting there with your tuba or your
sousaphone.
That one. But you were sitting there with your box. And then me and Connor were walking around. And then he saw you and he was like, "Oh, what's up, Zach?" And you were like, "Oh," and you guys said, "What's up?" And then he was like, "Oh, this is Chris." And I was like, "Oh, what's up?" And we became friends right after that.
Boom, done.
Yeah. No, I remember because you were sitting on the first one at the very end and you were just there and you had your feet on the bench, but you were sitting on your box.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you sitting on the box and not the table? And then once we got closer, I was like, that's a big box.
Yeah. The sousaphone box, for at least from our school, was huge. Yeah. It was 4.5 feet tall, almost 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep and 5 feet wide. It was big.
Yeah. But that's how we met.
I fit in the box.
Yeah. But again, that handshake that we just did as well was 10 years old.
Yeah. It's been evolving since its conception, but...
Well, it's because we can't do the stuff that we used to. It's like, "Oh, do a flip." I'm not doing a flip like that. I'm sorry. I probably still could. My knees cannot. So I'm going to spin in a circle.
Yep.
So
I told you we need to talk to my uncle to get those things fixed.
But again, that's just what we do. It's just the fun friendship things that we do that relieve stress. It really is just one of those, you have plenty of things that you can do, right? And so it's in a second, I'm going to read the story that the AI wrote. And I always reread some of it. I don't read all of it most of the time. But I like this one because it shows different ways you can relieve stress.
Yeah.
This is a student's way.
It's not so much a story as more of a list.
Yeah. It's more of a list based on different people. And so it's anonymous number 1. Yeah. And so it's student. It says anonymous student. I don't know why it chose student, but it did. But it is just one of those things that there's so many different ways to relieve stress that we don't even talk about. Music, for us, that's one of the big ones for us as well. Did it even pop up in our heads right now? No. Like, us saying like we were screaming music on the way back is one of the ways. Yeah. But it wasn't like...
random tenacious
Yeah,
D.
like I just went to a concert yesterday with Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp, and then you're going tomorrow to Zach Brown.
Yep.
And so it's like even that shows like the diversity of our music, but it's like I love country music as well. I like rock, metal, like everything really.
It doesn't... Just saying those two doesn't really put into hard brackets for our music. Because for me, I like everything from classical to country to rock.
But I'm saying like the difference on those two, like I'm going from Jeff Beck, who's a legend guitarist, to Zach Brown country. Like
Zach Brown Chicken Fried.
Yeah, and so it's like
I love that song.
It is complete opposites. Like 100%. I don't like there's no similarities on those two. Like Johnny Depp, that's just you can't even put that into it. That's just him. But it's just like you see that, and then again, like you said, we both listen to classical. We both listen to old. Like you can put on anything almost, and we're good as long as it has a nice beat, sounds good. The story's a well-told story on certain things. Because it's like we can listen to EDM and just listen to the bass and be like, "Oh, this is sick," and then all of a sudden we're listening to like classical, and we're like, "Why is this story so good?" Like
I was gonna say, there are still songs out there that I find brand new to me.
50 years old.
Yeah. Done by Mozart or something like that will give me chills and bring me to tears.
Yeah.
Because sure, it doesn't have any words, but there's movement behind the song. There's movement behind the music, and the way it flows and what it crescendos and
everything.
It's a whole thing.
But it's like what you're saying.
As a guy with a musical mind, that's what I look for.
And then you ask me like the same, like, okay, what relieves stress? And I used to say video games, watching TV, wrestling, and stuff like that. But then I love watching dance. Like, I love watching people dance with a story being told. Yeah, I will cry a lot when it's a great story.
I've seen it.
You have. Because there are stories that you watch and you're just like, wow, like that just hits. Like, especially for people that have gone through stuff. So it's like, we're going to talk about different things like cancer and stuff like that as well. And again, sorry. But it is one of those things, like you see that story being told through dance and you're just like, that's how I felt. Like, without even putting it into words, you're explaining how I felt. And I'm like, because that's unbelievable.
Yeah, some things can't be put into words, so you have to put them in some movement.
Yeah. And so it just, like there's just so many things that, again, for relieving stress, there's so many that it's hard to really answer. And that's, again, most of the stuff on this list is like, yep, that's what I do. Yep, that's what I do.
Oh, I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah. And so it's like, right off the bat, I'm just going to read some of it, and we'll probably stop every now and then and talk about it.
To discuss.
Because this isn't really a story this time. Yeah. It's more of a list. So I just put, how do you relieve stress? I play video games and hang out with friends. And then it said, sometimes if it's a really bad day, I'll go for a run or take a walk to the woods. Again, 2 things we will do. Yeah. Then it says, anonymous student number 1. Run, but I listen to music, watch TV, read books, or just sit on my couch staring at the wall. I have done all of those.
As have I.
And so it's like even reading books. One, I didn't say, but I used to read a book almost every night. And then when I'd fall asleep, my dream would be a movie of the book. Yeah. And I think I
love it when that happens.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons I have my thought process on stuff.
I remember I was reading one book and I read it like you did right before falling asleep. And just like you said earlier, I was transported into that. But for me, it wasn't a movie. For me, it was me going on the adventure with them. It wasn't from a third-person view of just going around. It was...
Mine was a movie. Mine was full on, like I was watching through a screen. Like I was there, but like I could see all the cutscenes. Like I could see everything. And I'm like, whoa. And then I wake up and I'm like, how the heck did I dream of that? And then I'll look at the book and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. It's just...
For me, I was in the story. Like, I was one of the characters in the story. And I've actually been woken up by my mom. And apparently, in that half-sleep mind, I was like, I have to get to Gondor. I need to save someone. She was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, when did you get here?
How did you make it here?
What? They know by now, when they wake me up, they have to leave me a note. Like written on the bathroom window or mirror or something, because
you won't remember.
No, I am dead asleep. Yeah. I won't remember the first 10 minutes after I open my eyes. So, and
I mean, it's just like, that's what I was reading this and it was basically like anonymous number 2. When I'm stressed, I usually try to find something that will distract me from whatever's stressing me out. Usually that means watching a movie or reading a book. If that doesn't work, I'll play video games until I get back into a better mood.
I remembered one thing that I do to relieve stress.
See, again, you see a couple and you're like, oh, wait.
Yeah, because it popped into my mind. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
I'm
D&D.
Yep. I love D&D so much. I've purchased far too many things.
Yep.
Because of it. I actually have a 3D printer because I'm just like, I'm going to print all of the minis and all that stuff and all the terrain. And I still have yet to hold a game with all the things that I've made. I have DM'd before.
Again, it's going to be one of those things that we're going to add on here.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
If you guys want to see that.
Well, it's going to be that. And in the end, you guys will probably be invited for it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we'll probably run channels like on the Discord and be like, hey, we're going to do D&D every whatever day. If you guys want to join the first 10, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have a D&D day.
We'll do our best on the digital platform because I'm still trying to work through what Tailspire does. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
No. This is going to be further down the line.
You want to read the next one? Next two?
Number
3 and 4?
Anonymous student number 3. I have 2 methods of relieving stress. Exercise, running, and meditation. Meditation has shown to reduce stress levels by about 30%. Running also helps lower blood pressure and heart rate, which makes running an excellent way to alleviate stress.
So it's even with us like seeing and reading this and popping stuff up, it could be the same for you guys, that you guys hear this and you're like, oh, I want to do something, but I don't know what. Again, meditate 30%, not bad.
Yeah.
Running, lower blood pressure and heart rate, like it's just one of those things that you might not think about and it will help like in the end. And so it's like if you are stressed out and you have somewhere to go for a run, like I don't run around the block. I'll run in my backyard because it's big enough to run laps in.
Yeah.
But
if you have a school adjacent to you, sometimes they'll have a track that's just open to the public. We had that a lot at our school. And
so it's just one of those things, you know, there's certain times that you're stressed out and whatever it is, do anything we're talking about. Like if you have something and it's just not helping as much as you think it is, there's plenty of other things that help. Like some of these, like I don't really meditate that much, but there are times that I do. There are times that I've
done it like once or twice and it did help, but
I don't know for you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 30% because I've got ADHD. So for me, it's like...
And again, different people.
Yeah, I'm sitting down for 10 minutes and I'm just going like, I'm just going to fall asleep.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
Anonymous student number 4. I like to listen to music when I'm feeling stressed. It takes away all the negative thoughts and puts me in a good mood. Also, I love to dance. Dancing is fun, but it's also great exercise. So even though you're having fun, your body gets some exercise as well, which is what you brought up earlier with the interpretive dance thing.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and then it's like I'm the same on that. Like I wasn't really dancing, like you said. I was in an outfit, and I was running around on the field.
Yeah, but I bet that mascot suit was hot.
Yeah. It was.
And didn't smell that great.
Again, it was one of those things that was like, it was really like, for me, I didn't even want to do it in the first place. It was one of our friends was the mascot, and he was never able to go to the milk can. And so, like, he wanted to go to it. So I was like, all right, I'll be the mascot. So we went to the teacher. Hey, can I do it? Sure, I guess.
If the suit fits.
Yeah, and then, of course, Connor was like, can I do it too? I know we have 2 outfits. And they're like, we haven't had 2 mascots in like 30 years. Oh, yeah, it's right here. There you go.
Yeah.
And so they were like, all right, yeah, you guys can do it. So me and him.
Dusty and shit.
So, yeah, so then me and him were like, let's make it fun. Like, let's do something, you know, the mascots normally don't do. So we ended up going to Party City and buying like bubble blow, like all the bubbles and like candy, like stuff like that. No, we bought them. And so we were just running around, like seeing the kids, and we're just throwing them like to the parents of the cheerleaders, like just throwing them, the cheerleaders we mess around with, whatever it was. And we were just having fun. And I was just like, dude, like I never would have thought that this would have been something for me. Like this would have been something that I'm like, oh, this is actually really fun. So it's like, you're not supposed to talk, but of course you're going to talk.
Yeah.
Like your friend shows up, you're not going to be like, sorry, you can't. Like, no, you're going to be like, hey, what's up? Like,
it's not like the Disneyland
yeah,
stuff.
no, I was like,
sorry,
no,
I
I
can't
don't
talk.
care. Yeah, you're not paying me. I'm just doing this for fun.
Right.
And so like we went to it, and then as soon as it was over, the teachers were like, can you guys do that for the rest of the year? And I was like, I didn't mean to take this from him. And he was like, oh no, I was done. I'm good. Like if you want to do it. And I was like, I want to do it. This is pretty fun actually. And so I just did it the rest of the year. And it was like super fun. It really was one of those, like every Friday that the game were coming up, I was like, ooh, what am I going to do?
Go to the game.
And so it's like, even there was times that we go against like a rival team, but I knew like a couple players or something. They'd score a touchdown. I'd run over and like smack their butt. Be like, yeah, John, good job. Like whatever. And they'd just be like, what the? And I'd lift up my head and like show them, and they'd look. They're like, what the heck? You're a mascot?
What the hell are you doing
And
here?
I was just like, this is funny. Like this is actually fun. I scared one of the other mascots like on the other team, because I knew she was the mascot and she didn't know I was. So I went over and just grabbed her like at halftime. I was like, I'm kidnapping, and like just grabbed her, and everyone was just like, the mascot took our mascot. Like everyone was like freaking out. And she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, look under. And she was like, oh my God, Chris. And I was like, yeah. And then at that one, Connor went to the other mascot, and they had a breakdance battle in the field.
Oh, nice.
The best part is when we ran over to get them, you can't see. Like you got like that much, like 3 inches. Like that's it. Like you couldn't see anything. And
like
so
looking through binoculars.
it was terrible. It was worse. And so like we turn, and I take like 4 steps, and then I look back, I don't see him. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm looking around. I look down. He tripped over the bench that he couldn't see. And so like the bench is on the floor. He's just laying there. And I was just like, yo. And he was like, I'm good. And gets up and like fixed the bench, and he puts it up, and the whole crowd cheers like, yeah, he did it. Like, it was so much fun.
Holding the head on with one hand and fixing the bench.
It was like, again, like you can see, like it was just something that was just so stupid, but it was so much fun that I was just like, man, like if I didn't have this, like I would have been so stressed out in high school. Like again, I never really cared for grades or anything. Like I never really did care about high school. Not saying you shouldn't, but I never did. And so it was like I was stressed out enough most of the time. Like it was never like, oh my God, if I don't get this A, like it was never that. But it was times that you're just like, man, this is a lot of work. And then I'd be, oh, well, at least Friday's tomorrow. Like at least I get to do this. But it is like, again, all these different things. Like it was an exercise, like you said. It was hard.
We've only gotten to number 4, and I still see.
It's 3, but the last one's pretty short as well.
Yeah.
So what are we, 5?
Yeah, number 5.
All right, I'll read the last ones. Number 5. I always feel better after going for a run. A lot of these are telling us to run. When I was younger, I would run around the block every morning before school. Nowadays, I don't have time for that, so I often go for a run right after class instead. All right, number 6. My favorite thing to do is go hiking in the mountains. Yep. Fresh air and beautiful scenery. Yep. Always relaxes me. Plus, it gives me a chance to clear my head and think clearly.
That is something that's severely underrated in this day and age.
Oh, 100%.
Because people don't realize how helpful it is to sometimes just go where nobody is and just let your mind wander. Let your mind think. Let everything out.
Again, it's going to sound really dumb coming from us, but being around the technology, like, again, we're doing a podcast, filming on a camera, like computer, iPad, all this stuff, but being like stuck in technology is what really hurts it. Because like I went to church camp for senior year for my church, and again, that's not for you, but when we got there, it was everyone had to turn their phones in all 5 days. Couldn't have your phone. No technology whatsoever.
Yeah, it was. I had a similar thing. It wasn't church camp, but I was in Boy Scout summer camp.
I wish I did that like once a month. Like I wish something like, because it really, like, when you get taken out of all the drama, all this stuff, always competing, always comparing, always all that,
getting that social media purge,
and you just relax and like you understand like how small everything really is. You just go, yeah, I feel better. Like my mind is clear. And then it literally, as soon as I get home, I'm like, oh, I'm stressed again. Like it was just right off the bat.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've done a social media purge that was a month long. Yeah. Like I was away from my phone, didn't go on my phone. I went on my computer, but that was just to watch videos. But Facebook.
But again, even that, getting off the videos, like not seeing anything. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to, calm down and watch this YouTube that I like, or I'm going to learn from whatever it is. Not having that just for the week was just like, whoa, like helped
how did you feel,
so much.
How did you feel at the first 2 days?
The first day, I loved it right off the bat. Like everyone knows me. I hate technology. Like I wish everyone had flip phones still and we couldn't do any social media stuff.
I miss my flip phone so much. It was so durable.
But it's
Nokia.
Right. But it is one of those things. Like for me, it wasn't hard. I noticed for a lot of other people.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like
people
they were fidgeting. Like they just didn't know what to do. And I was just
that need Twitter in the main line.
Yeah. And I'm like, breathe. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
But it really was one of those things like this says. Like you go and it clears your head and you can think clearly. Like it was like the end of it. Everyone was closer. Everyone had a smile on their face. Like there wasn't anything bad. Like everything was great.
That's why I like going camping.
Yeah.
Because when I go camping, I go to places that have no data, no cell phone reception, no nothing. I'll go out to the middle of the desert and just be unplugged from everything.
Are we safe?
I'm safe.
Oh, okay.
Because I take precautions.
True.
I take plenty of water, plenty of food. I may be camping. I was always taught when I go camping, even if it's by myself, carry enough food for at least 3 days, even if you're only going on a 1-day trip. Well, actually, it scales. If you go on a 1-day trip, carry enough food for 3 days. If you go on a 3-day, carry enough food for 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So that way, if something happens, a bear busts into your tent or something like that, you still have that food in reserve.
Just anything, so you're safe. Yeah.
Extra food, extra water, extra blankets, extra clothes, because you don't know if you're going to fall into a river.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to go swim.
Because that is one of the things that, like, again, I was okay with, because it's like, okay, none of us have anything, but if something does happen, there's plenty of, like, the counselors still had their phones, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like,
there was a way to get in touch with emergency services.
There's still something, yeah. So it's like, when I go camping, I don't mind it, but it's like, it's the same as like when we have dinner. It's the same. It's like, put your phone down, and you're going to be a human, and you're going to talk. Like, that's it. We're just going to have fun, relax, and that's it. And so even the 7th one is just what it is. When I'm stressed, I like to go out with my friends and have fun. Exactly what it is.
And we do that a lot.
We're pretty stressed out people.
Yeah.
So it is one of those, when we have the time, we need it.
Yeah. Because, granted, we get together and record this podcast, but even prior to this or after this, we still hang out. There's multiple times we'll just go to a restaurant and just hang out, whether it's just us or multiple,
friends,
more people. It's what we do. It's nice.
Yeah. Because again, like it is, we get to record this podcast, we get to do that, but at the same time we're working. So it's like we're able to have fun because it's with each other. But in the end of the day, we still do have to look at stuff and go, okay, well, when this is done, we have to start editing. We have to start doing this. We have to do that. Okay, well, when we start, make sure everything's on. Make sure this. Make sure that. Like,
make sure you know where the SD cards are.
Yeah, but it's just stuff like, like this is a stress relief to a certain extent because it is something that we both enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, again, when I thought of the podcast, it was, I'm not just going to do this with anyone. That's 100%.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to have this guy and this guy join, like anything like that. I was like, no. You're my best friend. You're my brother. Like, we understand each other. We've been friends plenty long. So it's going to be, okay, who's somebody that I trust? Who's somebody that I want to help as the same way they want to help me? Like, I know that in the end, there's never going to be a time that's like, okay, well, fuck off. It's not.
All right, bye. Hi, Tim.
He's been waiting. But no, it is one of those things that's like, this is a stress relief to a certain extent, but at the end, it still is stressful. Like in the end, it still is. I'm looking at analytics. I'm looking at all the TikToks. I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at Instagram. Like,
I'm looking at all the videos going like, okay, where does everything match up? Is this audio file going to go? Is this recording going to be corrupt or something like that?
It's even beyond that where it's like, okay, well, we have to edit. Well, Chris, do you think this is it? Well, Zach, do you think this is it? Okay, well, do you think this is here? Okay, do you think this? And we just have to go through it. And there are times that like right now where I'm looking at it going, okay, well, if this happens, how am I going to like bring it up with you and Justin? Like, how am I going to be like, okay, look, this is what's happening. This is where it needs to go. Or this is what's happening. This is what it is. And without making it an argument, without making it, because it is one of those things, business turns dirty a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And like the same with other stuff. It's like once something big happens, that's when the true nature comes out. And so like you understand because you've been my friend for so long, there's a difference with like business Chris and your friend Chris. Like there is, and your brother Chris.
Yeah.
Like there is a difference because at times it is, okay, well, this is what this is. We have to stick with that. And as much as I love you and you're my brother and I want to agree with you, I'm not disagreeing with this because I have to stick with it.
Yeah,
so
numbers don't lie.
Yeah, and so it is one of those things that like this is a stress relief. I love being able to come in here and talk with you and talk with them and whoever listens, have something to say and hopefully we see messages and we get all that. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it as a business. Like I do have to look at it that way. So it's like there's times here that it's like, okay, let's have fun. Let's do yada, yada, yada. Like especially this episode, we just needed one. Like this was an episode that we're like, okay, we have to talk about this. We don't have to talk about relieving stress.
No.
Like this is a recovery. Like this is mental recovery. We want to talk about the real hard hitting, all that stuff. But in the end of the day, this is hard hitting. This is one of those things that doesn't get talked about enough. This is one of those things that we have to look at each other and go, I get we talked about this dark thing and I get we talked about this dark thing. How the hell do we pull ourselves out of this?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like you said before, for some people it's different. For some people, you may go fishing. I don't mind fishing. But again, it's whatever you like to do. Some of you just like to listen to podcasts and you're listening to ours and we thank you for that. It's really dependent on what you want to do, what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
Whatever helps you get all that tension and stress and everything out. Just get everything out. Just relax. Just find something that helps you relax. Find something that helps you relieve stress. One of the things that we did not too long ago was the massages.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's never had a massage.
That was my first time, and I've only done it once because I haven't gone back. But I... Besides,
you knocked out after.
Oh, God,
yeah. We came back and you were like, I'm going to lay in your bed and watch YouTube with you. It's like, okay. And then I look over and you're just...
Yeah, I was full dead, just laying at the foot of his bed, pillow behind my head, and just full on sawing logs.
Yeah. But it is, again, like you said, there's so many different ways.
Yeah. I was going to say, with that being said, you also fell asleep on the table the last time you went when I was getting a haircut.
Yeah. I was tired, though, already. But it is one of those things. It really is like you find something that does help you and like mentally it like prepares, basically like repairs, really. Yeah. I'm not even going to say prepare. It repairs you. Like it is just one of those things like I don't go for a run might help you. I don't go for a jog might help you.
Maybe you like model trains.
Maybe a video game doesn't help you. Maybe I like watching YouTube. Maybe you don't like YouTube. Like there's always something, and like I'm not telling you what you need to do. The only thing I'm asking is to do it safely. That's really it. Like whatever it is, just be safe. Like understand again, like there are consequences for doing stupid things. But if it is something that is like helpful and is stress relief, like you said, we used to free run. We used to do parkour. And so it's like we would go places that we really shouldn't have just to get that shot and get the video and get the picture or whatever it was. And like it helped us a lot. Yeah. But then there was times that we would go and a cop would get called and they're like, hey, you're trespassing. And we're like, sorry. Like we understand that's totally our fault. We just wanted to get this one picture.
Correction, it was my fault. I was the dumb one.
Again, it's like it's one of those things that's like we were being safe about it, but we weren't doing it the right way. And so it's like even after that, going back to certain places, like I would make sure to talk to the right people to make sure that we were allowed there. Like if we went to a high school, it's like, okay, can we be here? Yes. Okay. But we can't climb on the buildings, right? No. Okay. Our bad. Like we won't do that then. Yeah. But there are times that's that. And so, if you want to go to the gym and that helps, go to the gym. If you want to go for a swim, go for a swim. If you want to go fishing, camping, whatever it is, do it. Just do it safely. Like just make sure you're doing it legally and safely. Like that's really the biggest thing. Like I don't want to hear anything bad happen, basically. Yeah. Like it's just one of those things like
we do not condone any form of illegal activity.
Yeah, anything violent or anything like that. Like again, I just said we were trespassing, but it wasn't severe. It wasn't like that.
No.
It was like
and we didn't give the cops issues when they said get out.
100% no. They showed up and said, "Hey, you need to leave," and we said sorry.
Yeah.
But
okay. Sorry.
It is one of those things. Like we thought we were allowed there. The gate was open, but because of what we were doing, we weren't allowed there.
No.
And so it was trespassing. But it is one of those things. Like again, like I'm not here to just make you feel good. I'm not here to be your yes man. I'm not here for any of that. I want to be here for your logical reasoning. I want to be here to help you. Like I care about you as a human being. Like that's what it is. Your feelings matter a lot. Your mental stability really matters, but you breathing and you living is what matters the most. Like I just want to make sure that you understand that you are cared, you are loved, you are enough, everything like that. And relieving stress is one of the big things. Like it is one of those, you don't understand how much it helps until you find something that truly helps you. Like for me, I used to think swimming really helped, and it did, but it was only because like it made me tired. It wasn't really because like anything else. There was nothing mental there. It was just like my body would get so drained from how much I would do it
from
that
the
I would
energy.
Have to pass out, go to sleep. But then I'd wake up and I'd still be stressed. I'd still be anxious, whatever it was. And so it was like, after finding something like even just this podcast, like even just talking to friends online, finding people on Twitch and chatting with them, going on Discord and talking with friends, whatever it is, I see those things being a lot easier and helping me. Because again, my biggest thing is just helping you. Like that's really it.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, like again, Justin and him are more emotional on it, and there are episodes that I get emotional, but logically speaking, I want to be there for you to let you know, like, yeah, this will help, this will do it. Like if you need help with anything, reach out. You know where you can reach us, and it's really it. Like if there's any way, even if talking to me you think can help relieve stress, give me a call. Like,
yeah, if you
Discord's open. Like I'm gonna be here.
If you need anything logical, emotional, whatever, feel free to reach out in any way that you feel comfortable. Email, Discord, sending us a message on TikTok, now that we've got that set up.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, or whatever platform you want to reach us on, go ahead and reach out. We'll get to you. And we'll help. We will try to help, I should say.
Yeah, always. I'm just going to bring up something that Justin did talk about earlier. I'm just going to bring it up on this episode because I think it's a good episode to bring it up on.
Okay. I'm slightly scared.
Why?
I don't know.
No, Justin had this idea, and we are probably going to go through with it as well, is we're going to do like anonymous, and then we're also going to do just the Discord as well. If you have any questions, like it's not just questions like how do you the podcast or how are you guys, like any of that stuff. It's going to be more of like, if you're in a relationship and you need help because you think a certain way and you think, your girlfriend, whatever it is, your boyfriend, whatever it is, and you just need to see the outside point of view of it, we're going to either do it anonymously or we're just going to do it on Discord or both. Yeah. And it's going to be one of those things, like if you want to ask us a question, we're going to bring it up on one of the podcasts and we're going to read it and talk about it. But the first thing I want to do is personally reach out. So if you guys reach out to us and, you have something and you want to talk to Zach or you want to talk to me or you want to talk to Justin, is just to message it and say, hey, this question is this question's for Justin, this question's for Zach, this question's for all three of you. Whatever it is,
really soft.
We're going to make sure that we have like a channel. We're going to make sure we'll probably use one of those anonymous ones as well. But
if you don't feel comfortable asking the questions, but you still want the answer to it, you are more than welcome to use the anonymous part.
And so, like, if it's nothing that is like physically harming,
if it's nothing that requires immediate attention,
if it's nothing severe, that will be the best word for it. If it's nothing severe, so it's like if you just have a question based on anything, like for me, if it's logical, if you're going like, hey, I have a girlfriend and I'm worried about this and that and this, how should I look at it, or what do you think? I'm more than open to talk to you about it. Like again, I'm the oldest one here, but
by a couple months,
year,
almost a year,
exactly. I will be 30 next year. No, but it is
Dirty 30 time.
I know. It is just one of those things that we did talk about and we want to do. Like, we just want to have, like, if you have any questions, anything personal you want to talk about, and if you don't want it to be flat out, you can do the anonymous one. But we do want to talk to you guys about it, and we would love to do an episode where we would pull some of you on and talk to you and just see, what your mind thinks and how this podcast helps or how it doesn't help. Like, it's one of those things. Like, we take every criticism the same way. If it's positive or negative, we want to hear it. So it is one of those things. If you think any way, we want to hear about it. And if you think we do anyway, we want to hear about it. So it is just going to be one of those things that we're talking about right now, but I would love to do it, is have a questionnaire.
I feel like it would be an awesome little thing to do, especially for those who are slightly introverted and uncomfortable with coming forward with their issues.
Well, it's that, and then it's also like, we have our list that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But
which we have not followed, by the way.
No. So some of these are coming, but anyway, but it is just one of those things that I think is a good idea, that when we do it, it'd be more of just a discussion podcast. It's not really going to be on a certain
topic.
Yeah, it's not going to be just like cheating or anything like that. It's going to be just, hey, you have a question, we hope we have an answer. Like, even if it's not a yes or no, even if it's just what do you think, we would love to have these discussions. So it is going to be something that I will probably put out on Discord and Instagram, TikTok, and all that. And I'll make sure to give you guys all the links to the correct things. But in the end, we want to hear from you guys. And so it's like, I don't want to just see comments. I actually want questions. I actually want to talk to you guys personal level and see how everything goes. So with that being said, I think we're getting very close. If not, looking at that, over the time that we want to do.
We rambled for quite a while, but I felt that it was necessary. I felt that
it's an episode we can.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. It's an episode we can. It's one of those, it's about relieving stress.
Yeah. We'll have one of these every once in a while, just having fun, talking and telling stories, some better than others, because I know he knows stories about me that I don't even know.
True.
Yeah. But we greatly appreciate you guys stopping by to listen to us ramble and letting us help you if this helped you, and we truly hope it did. But like he said, we've gone a little bit over our time, and we hope you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe, and
relieve that stress any way you can, baby.
Yep.
That's really it.
That's all you got to do.
You guys have a good night. Tom says good night.
Tom?
It's his brother.
I thought that was Tim.
Do I have to go grab... This is Tim. I'm saying Tom said good night.
I've never met Tom.
Let me go get Tom.
See you guys.